In the quiet corners of our hearts, there lies a strength greater than we can imagine. This is not just a poetic sentiment, it's an undeniable truth that resonates within each and every one of us. But what is this strength, you may ask? It is the power within. The strength that is so profound, so potent, that it can move mountains, conquer adversities, and transform lives. This power within is not about physical might or intellectual prowess. No, it's far more profound. It's a spiritual strength, a strength of character, a strength of will. It's the courage to stand up for what's right, even when the world tells you it's wrong. It's the resilience to keep going, even when the road gets tough. It's the tenacity to hold on to your faith, even when doubt tries to creep in. And who better exemplified this power than Jesus Christ himself? He was a man who walked the earth over 2,000 years ago, yet his story resonates with us even today. Why? Because he was a man of exceptional inner strength. His journey, his sacrifices, his unwavering commitment to the will of God all speak volumes about the power within. Consider his time in the desert, where he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, resisting temptation at every turn, or his moments of solitude in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he grappled with the enormity of his mission, yet chose to follow God's plan. And of course, his journey to the cross, where he bore unimaginable pain and suffering, yet never wavered in his resolve. These aren't just events in the life of a man, they are powerful symbols of inner strength. They serve as reminders that we too, in our own lives, can tap into this power within. We too can face our challenges with courage, resilience, and faith. So, as we delve deeper into this exploration of inner strength, let's remember the story of Jesus Christ. Let's remember that within us lies a power greater than we can imagine. A power that can transform not just our lives, but the world around us. The story of Jesus Christ is an embodiment of the power of inner strength. Consider the story of Jesus in the wilderness, a tale of solitude and resilience. This narrative is not just about physical endurance. It's a testament to the inner strength and resolve of a man committed to fulfilling God's will. Picture this: Jesus, fresh from his baptism by John, is led by the Spirit into the wilderness. Alone and bereft of worldly comforts, he embarks on a fast that lasts 40 days and 40 nights. It's a period of introspection, prayer, and connection with God, an intense spiritual journey that tests the limits of human endurance. But the challenge doesn't end there. As Jesus grows physically weak from fasting, he is visited by the devil, the embodiment of temptation. The devil tries to exploit Jesus' vulnerability, presenting him with 3 temptations. First, he tempts Jesus to turn stones into bread, exploiting his hunger. But Jesus rebuffs him, saying, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God." His words reflect the conviction that spiritual nourishment is more important than physical sustenance. Next, the devil tempts Jesus to test God's protection by throwing himself off a pinnacle. Again, Jesus resists, reminding the devil that one should not test the Lord. Finally, the devil promises Jesus all the kingdoms of the world if he would only bow down and worship him. Despite the allure of such power, Jesus remains unyielding, declaring, "Get behind me, Satan. For it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve." Through each temptation, Jesus' inner strength and unwavering commitment to God's will shine forth. He chooses spiritual integrity over physical comfort, faith over doubt, and service to God over worldly power. In the face of temptation, Jesus' inner strength shone bright, a beacon we can all aspire to. This story is a powerful reminder that inner strength is not about physical might, but about the courage to stay true to our convictions, even when faced with the most enticing temptations. In the Garden of Gethsemane, we witness a moment of raw vulnerability and profound strength. Picture this: the cool, silent night air in a garden on the Mount of Olives, the rustle of leaves in the wind. A man, alone, kneels in prayer. This is Jesus, on the eve of his crucifixion. In this garden, Jesus grappled with the reality of what was to come. He was fully aware of the pain, the suffering, the sacrifice he was about to make. We often think of Jesus as divine, but in this moment, we see his humanity shine through. He was scared, he was anxious, he was in emotional turmoil. He prayed fervently, so much so that his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. He asked his Father if it was possible for this cup of suffering to be taken away from him. Yet, in the depths of this struggle, we see a strength that is truly awe-inspiring. Jesus knew what was at stake. He understood the enormity of his mission. He was to bear the sins of the world, to lay down his life for all of humanity. This was not a task to be taken lightly. And so, in the quiet of the garden, Jesus found the strength within himself to accept his fate. He found the courage to face his fears, the resilience to endure the pain, and the determination to fulfill his mission. He found the inner strength to surrender his will to the will of his Father. This profound moment in the Garden of Gethsemane shows us the magnitude of Jesus' inner strength. It's a strength that was born out of love, sacrifice, and a deep commitment to his divine mission. In his darkest hour, Jesus found the strength within to say, "Not my will, but yours be done." This is the kind of inner strength that it takes to be a Christian. This is the kind of inner strength we are all capable of harnessing when we surrender our will to the divine will. Upon the cross, Jesus displayed a strength that echoes through the ages. Imagine, if you will, the crushing weight of a cross, a symbol of punishment and pain, borne upon the shoulders of a man already beaten and broken. Yet this physical suffering was but a fraction of the torment he endured. The true agony lay in the emotional and spiritual anguish, the heart-rending sorrow of betrayal, the soul-deep devastation of abandonment. Jesus, the embodiment of love and compassion, was vilified, scorned, and mocked. The very people he had come to save were the ones who rejected him, the ones who demanded his death. Yet in the midst of his anguish, Jesus did not succumb to hatred or bitterness. Instead, he found within himself a wellspring of strength and love so profound, so powerful, that it transcended his physical pain. As the nails pierced his flesh, as the jeers and taunts filled his ears, Jesus looked upon his tormentors with forgiveness. He saw not just the anger and fear in their hearts, but also their potential for love and goodness. He saw their humanity, flawed and fragile, and loved them still. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do," he implored, even as his lifeblood drained away. And here we find the true testament of Jesus' inner strength. It was not in his endurance of physical pain, though that was immense. It was in his capacity to forgive, to love unconditionally, even in the face of the gravest injustice. It was in his unwavering faith in God's plan, in his absolute surrender to the divine will. This is the strength that Jesus displayed upon the cross, a strength born not of physical might but of spiritual fortitude. It is a strength that does not falter or fade, but endures, resonating through the ages as an example for all. In the face of unimaginable pain, Jesus' strength of spirit remained unbroken. This is the strength we're called to emulate, the strength that defines what it truly means to be a Christian. The stories of Jesus' strength are not just historical events, but lessons for our own lives. Inner strength is not something that we're born with, but rather it's something we develop over time. We can look to Jesus' life as an example of this. His struggles in the wilderness, his anguish in the Garden of Gethsemane, and his ultimate sacrifice on the cross all serve as examples of the inner strength he possessed. But how can we tap into that same well of strength within ourselves? Well, it begins with faith. Just as Jesus trusted in God's plan, we too must trust in the path laid out for us. Even when faced with the highest of mountains or the deepest of valleys, faith can give us the courage to persevere. Next, remember that inner strength is often born from adversity. When we're faced with challenges, we have two choices. We can give in to despair, or we can rise to the occasion and grow stronger from the experience. Think of it as spiritual resistance training. Every hardship we face and overcome makes us stronger for the next. Lastly, inner strength is about understanding our values and standing firm in them, no matter the cost. Jesus knew what he stood for, and he never wavered in his convictions, even when facing death. When we know what we believe in, we can draw strength from those beliefs. In our own lives, we may not face the same trials as Jesus, but we all have our own struggles to overcome. Whether it's a difficult job, a challenging relationship, or personal doubts and fears, we can tap into our inner strength to face these challenges head-on. Remember, just like a muscle, our inner strength grows with use. So don't shy away from challenges, embrace them, because it's in overcoming these trials that we discover just how strong we are. Just as Jesus found strength in his faith, so too can we find our own inner strength. In the life of Jesus Christ, we find a wellspring of inner strength. From his days in the wilderness, tempted by the devil yet remaining steadfast, to his time in the Garden of Gethsemane, wrestling with fear and uncertainty, to his crucifixion, a testament to his unwavering love for humanity, Each of these stories paints a vivid picture of the strength within. In the wilderness, Jesus was tempted by the devil, offered the world on a silver platter, yet he did not falter. He held on to his faith and his purpose. This teaches us about the power of conviction, of standing strong in the face of temptation, and remaining true to our values. The Garden of Gethsemane, a place of deep emotional turmoil for Jesus, was also a place of immense inner strength. Knowing the suffering that awaited him, Jesus prayed, not for his will but for God's will to be done. Here we learn the lesson of surrender, of accepting what lies ahead, not with resentment, but with grace and courage. The crucifixion, the ultimate act of self-sacrifice, was a testament to Jesus' unparalleled love for humanity. Despite the unbearable pain and the weight of the world's sins on his shoulders, Jesus chose to forgive. This teaches us about the strength of forgiveness, of letting go of resentment and hatred to make room for love and compassion. These stories are not just tales from the past. They are lessons that teach us about the inner strength we all possess. As Christians, we are called to embody this strength in our lives. The strength of conviction, the strength of surrender, the strength of forgiveness. In our journey of faith, let us remember the strength of Jesus and find within ourselves the strength to overcome any obstacle. Before we wrap up, a quick reminder. If this video resonated with you, touched your heart, or simply brought a moment of peace to your day, please give it a thumbs up. Your likes are a testament to the impact of these stories and teachings, allowing us to reach more people and spread the light of faith. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your subscription is your ticket to a wealth of inspiring content, powerful narratives, and enlightening discussions about faith, strength, and resilience. As we continue to delve deeper into the essence of Christianity, your support fuels our journey, enabling us to create more videos that inspire, uplift, and encourage. In conclusion, thank you for your support. Your contribution is invaluable, and we are deeply grateful. Stay blessed, draw strength from your faith, and remember, the power is within you. Until next time, keep shining your light. Thank you and God bless.